Are you sick of cables messing up your desk and getting in the way of precious game time? Well, I was too, so I went out and bought the Logitech G613 wireless keyboard with lightspeed technology. What's lightspeed, you ask? Well, besides being an overused trope in science fiction movies, it's also just a fancy kind of Wi-Fi technology that gives you around 1 millisecond of response time. Logitech even says it's faster than some wired mouse and keyboards. Here's the box, if you're into that. Nothing fancy here, just standard stuff on the outside explaining how everything works. Then you pull out the keyboard box and it comes in this plastic wrap with all your batteries, dongles and other accessories. So how does the keyboard actually feel to use? Well, the G613 feels quite bulky and plasticky. And while other more expensive mechanical keyboards might have cherry switches, the Logitech uses the slightly duller feeling Roma G. It reminds me of how those old mechanical keyboards from the 80s used to feel, like on my old Amiga 500, which might be fine for gaming, but for long periods of typing, the long travel distance ends up making my fingers tire quicker than I would like. If you listen closely, you can also hear the springs inside the keys, which is something I haven't heard inside more expensive cherry switches. I also didn't think I'd miss the RGB from my old keyboard, but when playing in the dark, I still find myself scrambling for the right key to press. The G613's wrist rest is also just made of hard plastic, but at least that won't fall off like on some other keyboards, as it's all part of the main keyboard assembly instead of a separate piece. The G613 also has 6 dedicated programmable macro keys, which I haven't used yet, but I'm sure will come in handy when I find a game that needs them. It also comes with 4 media keys, with one of them being square instead of round, which makes it easier to find by feeling in the dark when needed. Another good feature is the game mode switch, which allows you to turn off certain keys like the Windows button, and more if you choose, and also remap the function keys at the top. All customization is done through Logitech's free G-Hub app, which works on both Mac and PC. Although why you'd want to use a keyboard designed and labelled for Windows on a Mac is beyond me. The keyboard itself is powered by 2 AA batteries, which really seems backwards in this day and age of plug-and-play rechargeable peripherals. You'll also still need to use a dongle if you're going to connect it via either lightspeed or Bluetooth, which is apparently necessary for the ultra-fast 1 millisecond latency, but really bloody annoying because if you lose it, you've essentially got a useless piece of plastic sitting on your desk. The keyboard also comes with this handy phone holder, although for those with their phones in larger rugged cases, you'll have a hard time trying to squeeze it on there. It's still a nice little add-on to have, but I feel like it would have been more useful if Logitech had made a cutout in the bottom to run a cable so it can be charged while it's sitting there, or included some kind of wireless charging setup. Also, there's a lot of wasted space on the back, which I know is probably just there to help distribute the weight of whatever phone you put on it, but I feel like an extra slot or 2 could have been added for more devices such as a tablet. Now, I bought this keyboard before Logitech released all its other wireless lightspeed RGB models, and to be honest, since I really do miss the RGB lighting and being able to see in the keys in the dark, I'd probably have saved up a bit more and gone with one of these more expensive models if I'd known. But for the price of the G613, if you're after top of the range wireless technology and don't mind not having light up keys or the plasticky build quality and slightly old fashioned feeling and sounding mechanical keys, the G613 keyboard can't be beat. Hope you liked the video, like and subscribe if you did, and if you didn't then don't. Check out my accompanying video on the Logitech G713 Lightspeed mouse, and as always, thanks for watching.